The storage unit smelled of rust and dust. I had been living in one for a week, the fluorescent bulb flickering overhead like a dying heartbeat. My phone vibrated. 3 missed calls from her. I didn't answer. A package sat in the corner, unmarked except for my name scribbled on the tape. My hands didn't tremble when I lifted it. I had been hollowed out by betrayal, by loss, by the knowledge that everything I'd built had been dismantled overnight. Inside, a briefcase, locked, heavy. I fished out the key taped to the bottom. Click. The lock surrendered. Cash. Stacks of it. Neat, deliberate. $60,000. A flight ticket to a city I'd never visited. And a note. This is just travel money. The real fortune is waiting at this address. I stared at it. My heart didn't race. It was too late for excitement. I was too exhausted for hope. But curiosity, cold, surgical curiosity, tugged me toward the unknown. I left the unit with the briefcase under my arm. Outside, the air was sharp, brittle. It smelled of wet asphalt and possibility. Everything had fallen apart in the same week. The affair had been obvious to everyone but me. Texts I hadn't seen. Laughter I hadn't recognized. My wife and my boss. Together. Smirking behind closed doors. I remembered her message, crisp and venomous. You'll die broke and lonely. My children were with her now. My house, my reputation, my job, the one I had poured decades into, was gone. The betrayal was everywhere, carved into the air I breathed. I replayed their faces in my mind, searching for cracks I had missed. Every glance she gave me, every touch, every kiss, it was all a lie. And I had been blind. I didn't scream. I didn't rage. I thought. I remembered. And I planned. I took the ticket. I followed the address. I did not rush. I observed. I listened. I recorded. Phones, accounts, conversations. Every piece of evidence became a puzzle piece. I watched her social media carefully, the comments, the sudden likes, the patterns. My boss had been careless. She had been reckless. And I was meticulous. Each night I lay awake in the cheap hotel, mapping connections, timelines, inconsistencies. Every lie could be traced, every betrayal quantified. I became a ghost, calm on the surface, storming beneath. I learned patience, I learned restraint. I didn't contact them, I didn't confront. I collected, I waited. The envelope arrived, DNA test results. I had sent one quietly months ago, disguised as curiosity, as insurance. The truth hit silently. Not a scream, not an accusation, just clarity. Every fear I had nurtured was true. She was expecting it. I could see it in the corner of her eyes when we met. But the evidence was undeniable. I handed her the envelope, watching the trembling fingers she tried to mask with composure. "I know everything," I said softly. She faltered. Her voice cracked. You don't understand." I let her finish. I let her collapse into the lie she had built, piece by piece, around herself. I didn't need to yell. I didn't need to rage. I only needed to be present, and the truth did the rest. The plan was elegant. No shouting, no public spectacle. I called the board. My boss had been sloppy. I revealed the affair, the manipulation, the embezzlement. The company crumbled around them. My wife got her messages. Every taunt she had sent, every malicious hope she had nurtured, turned inward. I watched, calmly, detached. They had believed they were untouchable. They weren't. I didn't gloat. I didn't celebrate. I merely executed. The final touch was the briefcase. I placed it back where I found it, the cash untouched, the path for me already clear. Their empire was gone. Their illusions shattered. My presence was enough. I walked away. No goodbyes, no lingering glances. I was not whole, and I did not seek to be. I was sharper, clean. The betrayal had polished me like a blade. I carried nothing but the knowledge that the world could bend, that lies could be dismantled with patience and strategy. The past would not follow me. The vengeance had been served, precise and unyielding. I looked at the horizon, a city of strangers and opportunities, and I smiled, faint, cold, and final. I was free.